Attitude, part of the tradition that we call the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus continues that teaching with three allegories that speak to us about who we are as we live out beatitude. From Matthew's account in the 5th chapter. You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. This is the word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
Years ago, I was in a singing group. That wasn't the joke. It was a church group called Solid Rock back in the 70s. And one of the things that we would sing as we went to the churches throughout the Gulf Coast of Florida, these little old ladies, we'd set up our drum set and break out the acoustic guitars and all the rest, and you'd see the cringes start before we even opened our mouth. One of the things we sang was from Godspell, and one of my favorite songs to sing quietly, so as not to disturb the singers. I was just there as a body filler, kind of like a seat filler. I was just there to make the group look bigger. Was called "You Are the Light of the World." And this had 3 parts to it. And I wrote it down because it's been 40 years, so it's kind of foggy. You are the salt of the earth. But if that salt has lost its flavor, it ain't got much in its favor. You can't have that salt and be the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. But if that's but the tallest candlestick ain't much good without a wick. You've got to live right to be the light of the world. You are the city of God. But if that city on a hill, it's kind of hard to hide it well. You've got to stay pretty in the city of God. City, light, salt. We know what these are. We have all experienced them. But I want you to look at this picture. It's the city of, anybody speak Italian or Latin? Bagnaregio. If you come up with a better pronunciation, let me know. It's in the region of Umbria, the same region that Assisi is in, and where all those earthquakes that have been happening in Italy are located. What can you tell me by looking at this picture? It's on a hill. Okay, it's on a big hill. Okay? It's solid. Okay? What else? It's isolated. Yeah, there are people on that causeway. No cars.
Where's the cable car?
Where's the cable car?
Not a good place to sleepwalk.
Yeah, not someplace you want to sleepwalk. Huh. Easily defensible. Okay. The reason I chose that particular picture, in light of, pardon me, the pun, in light of the, see, that's the joke that you should have laughed at. That's as good as they get, folks. It's because this is a dead city. Nobody lives there. It's now a tourist attraction. People go there in the daytime and they look around at this beautiful scenery and they leave. And they go back to their homes with the running water and the electricity, and they live life down in the valley where it belongs. And they think nothing about the people who once lived in this city, who called it home, who married and buried and all the rest. I put that up there because I want us this morning to think about where we are in relation to the death of the city. In Matthew's account, having just offered the Beatitudes, Jesus then expounds to his disciples both invitation and warning. These are allegories. They are not parables which can be explained through a story. They're not metaphors which can be peeled away and explained. This is how it is. This is exactly what it sounds like. In the Greek New Testament, this passage, you are the salt of the earth, is not directed at an individual. So oftentimes we hear these and we think, this is Jesus speaking to me. And it's because I'm a Christian that I am the salt of the earth. And we think, oh, isn't that wonderful? But here Jesus is not speaking to you as an individual, but you as in the collective, you as in the body of Christ. You've heard me say many times before that it is impossible to be a solitary Christian. It is not possible to go your own way and still call yourself a Christian. Here Jesus is saying that. To be a Christian means to be together. It means to be salt, to be the flavoring for the world. That together we provide a witness. That in our day-to-day existence, no one of us has the answers. No one of us can solve the problems of the world. But maybe together we can add up and make a difference. I don't know, do any of you cook? Don't raise your hand. Okay, some of you cook. Do you use salt in your cooking? Sometimes? Always. Okay. Do any of your recipes ever call for a single grain of salt? I mean, that would be nonsense, right? I mean, try next, go home, get your morning salt, laugh at the little girl with the umbrella, and pick out 1 grain of salt and add it to your ice cream. You won't know it's there. Put a tablespoon in your ice cream and see what the difference is. That's the body of Christ. By yourself, nothing. Together, you can make a difference. But when the church ceases to be seasoning for the world, it finds itself dead and forgotten and thrown out with the rest of the trash of history. That's the challenge. That's why we continue to offer study groups and Bible studies and worship on Wednesday. It's so that we can come together and be strengthened in the faith so that when we are added to the recipe of society, we can make a difference. And the world becomes enriched. But salt does not bring glory to itself. Salt only comes from the Creator. And so when we cease to be salt, we cease to honor the Creator. And when we cease to honor the Creator of what you saw. And then he changes. Jesus changes the inflection to, you are the light of the world. Now, we have lights on this morning. When you came in and saw or could see your way around, did you look up at the light and say, I am glad you're here? No. The light is there. You can see your way. That's what the light is when we are the light. We do not exist to bring glory to ourselves. The light does not do it for its own sake, but simply to give light to the world, to creation, so that creation can find their way, its way, to God. When Jesus says, I am the light of the world, he was not saying, hey, look at me, but follow the path that leads to the one who sent me. We are the light of the world, but only insofar as we show the world where we come from and where we're going. Because the light of God exists to show us there is a better life. There is a better way to live. Not in some future, but here and now. This is a wonderful invitation for each of us to be for the world that lives in darkness, to be the people who have seen the light. And because of that, we can show others what we already know. It is a challenge for the church. We sometimes think that if we have just the right program or just the right facility, or a better preacher, or more comfortable pews, or valet parking. We don't got it. We think that if we do something, people will come to us. It's not about coming to us, but coming to God. You are the city of God. It's hard to hide a city when it's built on a hill. But even being visible, even being solid and built to last, if there is no life in it, it becomes a ghost town. It becomes a shell of what it once was. We have a difficult task before us. We can look at the past and say, gosh, if we do something else, we will go back to what we were. It was never about us, but always about God. And if it's about God, the truth of God will never die. But if we refuse to be part of God, we are already dead. We have a choice. We can give up, turn off the lights, and say the world was right all along. There is no hope. There is no future. There is no reason to go on. Or we can say, look. Look at the light of God. Look around you and see life, children, flowers, turkeys. Look to the hills and see that God isn't done creating. And that as long as there is a God, there is hope. And as long as there is hope, there is life. And as long as there is life, yes, as long as there is life, there is life. We can do what God has said. Tell people that I exist. Show them by your example not how good you are, but how good I am. Show them by your love that love is real. Show them that hate does not have the final answer, that death is not the inevitable conclusion. Show them. Because someone showed you, and you chose to lift your eyes to the hills and enter the city of God and find your place and your rest. Amen.
Amen.
I invite you to join with me in Thanksgiving.